So, how soon can you meet me down at the Port Charles Grill?
As soon as you get your gorgeous self down here.
I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Why don't you put on that red dress you used to wear? You know the one I mean.
Oh, right. Yeah, the red dress. I burned that a long time ago. This isn't that kind of meeting, DB.
Hey, V, it's always that kind of a meeting when it's between you and me. What a pistol.
Eve?
Hey.
Who's on the phone?
No one. Wrong number.
Oh, you know what I think we should do?
What?
I think we should go down to the Outback and try and talk my friend Mac into buying us lunch.
Oh, that sounds great. But I can't. I have to get to work, so I'm just gonna grab something on the way.
I thought you weren't due until 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I know, but I have a ton of case reports that I have to catch up on, so I'll hurry.
I'll miss you too.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
Hello?
Kevin, it's Julie.
Julie, hello.
I have to see you as soon as possible.
Julie, you realize that I'm not your doctor anymore.
Will you come anyway? I don't trust anyone here. They don't know me like you do. Please, Kevin.
Of course I'll come.
Today? Now?
If you want.
I do, please.
I'm on my way.
Thank you. One way or another, Kevin will help us.
Bordizzo's back in town? Where's he staying, Jerry? Port Charles Hotel? Good. What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm pay him a little visit. Goodbye.
I was about to knock.
I haven't got time for a visit.
This isn't a social call, Scott. We got trouble. You're not going anywhere.
I don't know what the problem is, Lee, but it's just gonna have to wait.
Look, the problem is that you haven't completed the community service required for your obstruction of justice conviction.
Well, all right, listen, I'll have to do it some other time because I have more important things to tend to right now.
Oh, something more important than maintaining your ability to practice law? More important than staying out of jail so you can raise your daughter?
It's not gonna come to that.
Well, it might, because I got a call from the coordinator of the Bridge Community Youth Center. She tells me that you have canceled your last two legal aid seminars with the parent group.
So she called my father?
No, she called your community service supervisor, and that's me.
Well, listen, I'll just reschedule.
When?
When I clean up this mess that Bordizzo has gotten Lucy and me into.
Scott, that isn't good enough.
Well, it's gonna have to be.
Uh-oh, somebody's had a bad day.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi, honey.
I hate Barbara Balcom.
Now, wait a second. What's happened?
She told the kids at school that this funeral dress is made by cheaters. And then everybody started laughing at me. Why did you have to call that stupid dress Rena anyway?
Well, shh. I'll tell you why. Because you're magical, and I thought some of that magic would come into our dresses. And it did. But what happened is somebody started telling lies. But these lies are gonna stop, and everything will be fine.
How do you know?
Because I'm gonna take care of it.
You will.
I promise.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna call Neil and we're gonna make up our own chant about Barbara Balcom.
Let me tell you something. You can't fight a bully by being a bully. You just gotta stay your sweet little self, and this will all blow away, okay? Okay? All right. You want me to make you some chipped beef on toast?
No thanks. I can do it.
Do you see why I have to take care of Bodiso? Because he has not only ruined my life, he's messing with my family, so he's got to think twice before he ever does it again.
Now, how are you going to do that?
Whatever it takes.
Not even going to take your own advice, huh?
What advice?
You can't fight a bully by becoming a bully.
Oh, that's playground stuff. We're talking about the fashion business.
Scott, how are you going to do anything to Bordiso from inside a jail?
Oh, come on.
Now, look, I know the judge who sentenced you very well. And if you don't finish your community service before the end of this month, he won't hesitate throwing you behind bars, and it won't be for a week. It'll be a year.
I haven't even seen Julie since she was transferred here, but she phoned me insisting that she had to see me. Has something happened?
Not that I know of.
Well, how is she doing? Is she hallucinating?
No, they seem to have stopped, but she insists on the delusion that she's pregnant.
Do you know for sure that she isn't?
She keeps a pillow under her shirt.
I see. Well, have you tried to get her to give up the delusion?
We've discussed it in session, but she's held firm. She's taking comfort from the baby. I decided it's best not to force the issue.
Well, it's not unheard of for a female mental patient to fake a pregnancy.
Doctor, I'll be curious to get your assessment of her condition. She's in there waiting. Good luck.
Thank you. I'll let you know what I find out.
All right.
Kevin, come in. Excuse my eating, but I have to finish my lunch. I'm eating for two now, you know.
So I heard. How do you feel?
I think I've gotten through the worst of the morning sickness.
That's good. And they're treating you well here?
I'm their most famous serial killer, so of course I'm getting A-list treatment.
You said you needed to see me. What can I do?
My problem is I'm locked up in this place, and I'm not crazy. I need you to help me get out of here.
I don't care if it's not on the menu. I want crab Louis for the lady and me. If the chef doesn't know how to make it, I'll go into the kitchen and show him myself.
Guests aren't allowed in the kitchen, sir.
Then I'll buy this hotel. Go into the kitchen as the new owner, show the cook how to prepare crab Louis, then fire the both of you. Comprenez-vous?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now the lady would like to start with some coffee. Plenty of cream and sugar.
Right away.
Black, please.
Whatever you want.
No cream and sugar.
I've changed.
You still love crab Louis, don't you?
I haven't had it in years.
I see. You couldn't bring yourself to share our favorite dish with anyone else but me. That's sweet.
Actually, it brings up such bad memories, the thought of eating it makes me ill.
Well, I can order you something else.
D.B., I didn't come here to break bread with you.
Ah, it was my scintillating company you desire.
Hardly.
Well, then, what need of yours can I satisfy?
My curiosity. Why are you here? And why are you trying to destroy Lucy Coe and Scott Baldwin? Are you doing this to my friends because they are my friends?
Evelyn, that's what I like so much about you. You always bring so much imagination to your work.
You didn't answer my question, D.V. Are you here because of me?
No. I didn't know you were in Port Charles. Running into you was a fringe benefit.
Then why?
I came here because your friend, Lucy Coe's dress designs were stepping on my new collection, and you know how I am about competition. I don't like it, plain and simple.
There's nothing plain and simple about you.
Julie, I can't get you out of here.
If you start treating me, you'll see that I'm not crazy. Then you could recommend they let me go.
Even if I could prove that you don't belong here, you wouldn't go free. If you're declared mentally competent, you'll have to stand trial for murder.
I know that.
And if you're found guilty, then you'll more than likely get the death penalty.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Julie.
I will not spend the rest of my life cooped up in this hospital. I can't even afford to spend 3 more months here.
Why?
I have to get out before I deliver the baby.
Because?
Because if the baby is born here, they will take her away and give her to someone else. And I won't let that happen to her. I want to make sure that my daughter has what I never had. A safe home and a loving mother.
How do you know it's a girl?
I know.
Have you had tests done?
I know.
Does she speak to you?
Kevin, if I told you a 6-month-old fetus was speaking to me, then I would be crazy. But I'm not. I'm sane. I know the world for what it is. I realize Greg Cooper is not my brother. He kidnapped me and brainwashed me into thinking I was Marcia Cooper. And I know I did terrible things when Cooper had me act out the murders from your book. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but there are nights where I lie awake and wonder what would have happened if you had never written General Homicide.
Yeah, I have nights like that, too.
Greg Cooper is crazy. He still would have gone after Victor and you, but he just might not have used me as his instrument.
I think you're right. And that's why I believe that you can't be held accountable for your actions.
Yes, and if by that you mean that I have to spend the rest of my life in this place, then I want to be held accountable. I mean, even if it means a trial, even if it means being found guilty, I would rather be dead than stay here. Help me. Treat me. I think you owe me at least that much.
Couldn't you fudge these hours a little bit? You're my supervisor. It would be easy.
Oh, Scott, it may be easy for you to break the law, but it isn't for me.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying until I can clean up this Bordizzo mess, it would be easy if you would just...
If I would just lie about when you did them? Scott, I won't do that.
Fine. I'll handle it myself then.
Well, how?
I don't know. Right now, this Bordizzo thing is on my mind. Until I can get this settled, that's it.
Scott, you don't even know how you're going to deal with this man.
Well, okay, for starters, you know. I'll dig up the dirt on him, and then I'll just feed it out to the press.
Oh, Scott.
Lee, this guy conned us into getting into business with him. Then he squashed us like some cockroach, you know? He lied to me. He's spreading lies all over town about us. Lucy is devastated. You saw Serena. She's like close to tears here, all right? Don't you think I have a right to be angry?
Well, of course you have a right to be angry. But anger that is not tempered with sound judgment is just wild and blind. It'll end up doing more harm than good.
I have given this plenty of thought.
You have?
Yes.
Have you thought about what it really is that has you so fired up here?
I just told you.
Oh, you're concerned about your family.
Yes.
Now, I think that what's really sticking in your craw is the fact that one of your competitors has managed to get the better of you, and now you're rushing headlong into one-upping him back.
We're talking about justice.
No, we're talking about payback.
All right, fine. You think whatever you want. You always do.
Scott, please, there's nothing worse than a hot-headed man who is filled with a bloodlust for revenge. There's nothing worse than that.
Well, I'm gonna go, all right? Look after Serena. Now, you report me to the judge if you want. But I'm gonna go take care of this. All right, because I'm gonna make sure that this guy does not mess with my family anymore. Goodbye.
Did I ever tell you how concerned I was about being a good father when I first married his mother?
Oh, honey, that's understandable. Scotty was a little boy. He'd never had any sort of father in his life until you came along.
I know, and I did the very best I could. But then when he went away to college, I thought, now I can stop worrying about him. And he's grown. He's on his own. Of course, the truth is you never quit worrying about your kids no matter how old they get.
I do remember how anxious you were about Scott when Laura left him for Luke.
He just became so cynical and conniving. He'd lost his moral compass. I wasn't sure he'd ever find his way back.
Well, he did with Dominique.
Only she was still alive.
But you have to admit that he's done a wonderful job raising Serena.
Yes, so far, but I'm afraid he is slipping back into that self-centered, self-indulgent behavior that he exhibited before Dominique came along.
Why? What's the matter?
Honey, he is consumed with a passion for revenge against this David Bordiso. I just have the feeling that he's going to do anything to get it.
Do you think he's acting that way because of Lucy? I mean, they were certainly, well, a bad influence on each other in the past.
Well, I don't know. I'm just worried about Serena. If Scott has lost his sense of right and wrong again, how is she ever going to develop a decent set of values?
Well, she'll still have you and me.
Honey, do you think Scotty is the way he is because of me?
What are you saying?
Well, there were times after his mother died when he needed me, and I wasn't there. I mean, I was so wrapped up in my work. I was trying so hard not to wrap myself around a bottle.
Oh, Lee. Scott saw the struggle that you were having with alcoholism. He also saw you overcome it. And in my book, winning that battle, well, that just takes a lot of character. And all the fights that you may have had during those years, you always showed him honesty and integrity and unconditional love. You were the only father that he ever had. And quite honestly, I don't think he could have asked for a better one.
Julie wants to stand trial?
She wants out of here, and that's the only way.
What's your opinion of her condition?
For the most part, she was cogent, logical. But then there's that pillow under her shirt. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know if she's a crazy person trying to act sane, or a sane person trying to act crazy.
We're going to have to be careful with Dr. Collins. He's very observant and very clever. But then, so am I.
Ah, Crab Louie. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it?
No, sir.
Dig in.
I told you I don't eat that anymore.
No, that's right. Bad memories. How about this one time as a favor to me? We go back such a long way.
How about a favor for a favor?
No, that depends. What do you have on your mind?
Leave Scott Baldwin and Lucy Coe alone.
That's it?
That's it. Let Scott and Lucy manufacture their own dresses without any complications from you. Truthfully, I can't believe you went to such great lengths to ruin them. I mean, they're such small competitors, and you're...
Such a giant?
Yes.
My sweet Evelyn, I'm a long time out of Sunday school, but I remember vividly that it was that little runt, David, who slew the giant Goliath. I make it a practice to keep my competitors in line, no matter how small they are, and I've done my homework. Lucy Coe did a hell of a job turning around Jack's Cosmetics, and Scott Baldwin is a mountain of cash to draw on, so they're far from small potatoes in my book. But your suggestion, that intrigues me. You want me to leave Scott and Lucy alone?
Yes, I do.
Maybe I should leave town while I'm at it?
Well, actually, there wouldn't be anything keeping you here.
You're going to a hell of a lot of trouble to help these people, but you're not the altruistic type. They don't know about you, do they?
Thanks to Lucy Coe, the whole town knows I used to be an escort.
And yet, here you are, happy and eager to help her out. I bet she doesn't know the whole story. You ran away from me before, Eve. But leaving like that didn't change what happened between you and me. Nothing ever will.
Wednesday, what happens when an ex-girlfriend comes back to Drew and wants nothing but sex? Can Drew survive? Find out on an all-new episode of The Drew Carey Show. Then, what would you do if your best friend's dad hit on you? Norm Macdonald is going to have to father figure that one out on an all-new Norm Show, ABC Wednesday. Chat with Susan Lucci, All My Children's Erica Kane, Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific at abc.com, part of the Go Network.